Hello everyone and welcome to this channel. In this channel we will be talking about lifestyle, mindset and tools to absolutely transform your life inside out. Now in my recent videos what I talked about is what is meditation, how to meditate, the basics of meditation. But today I want to dig deeper into the science of meditation. A lot of you guys out there don't believe in the benefits of meditation. You think it's useless, you think it's boring, you don't really understand it, you don't really understand what it does. And in this video today, I'm going to show you hard proof that this thing works. So for those that don't know me, hello, my name is Chloe.Sarkis, welcome. And I want you guys to know that I've been meditating for 5 years and it has dramatically shifted my life. I used to take a lot of drugs. I used to be addicted to smoking. I used to be very into alcohol consumption, and thanks to meditation and obviously adjustment therapy, meditation was a very powerful tool that has greatly impacted my life, and that's why I'm so passionate about it and I want to share it with you guys today. Meditation, what does it do to your body? Let's think about it. Your brain is a muscle. So when you train your bicep, for example, it starts growing. Same thing happens with the brain. When you start training a part of your brain and stimulate it more and more, it starts growing. So when you meditate, what happens? You are focusing. You're either focusing on the breath, you're focusing on a mantra, or you're focusing on someone's voice guiding you through the meditation. So what happens when you do that? The gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, which is the part that is responsible for attention and focus, starts growing. And that is super important because a lot of people struggle with focusing while working or getting something done. They always are either, they don't easily get in the flow. So when they're working or they're studying, they're always distracted by the sound, by music, by the phone, and every 5 seconds they have to get up, and it's very hard for them to sit still. So when you meditate and when you practice that, even though it's going to be hard for you in the beginning, it's going to really dramatically increase your overall focus, which is also going to dramatically help you in your productivity. Because when you are being able to focus much more, you're being able to go into the flow much more, you're going to raise your productivity by a lot. For me, for example, ever since I started meditating and the more I practice it, for example, the days that I practice meditation, I realized that my focus is much more sharp and I'm being able to do much more things during that day. And actually, there has been a study about this that meditation helps with your business because it helps you focus. It helps you being able to take clear decisions throughout the day. And the more you practice that muscle, the more you practice meditation, the more that muscle will grow and the more you'll be able to focus much easierly. So that is number one. Another thing that happens in your body is the serotonin in your body increases. Now, what is the serotonin? It is for those that don't know, it is the key hormone that stabilizes your mood and that helps you of feelings of well-being, feelings of happiness. So obviously that helps. So anyone that is feeling depressed or sad, that can help you. And in fact, whenever I am feeling mad or sad, I meditate and I release the emotion. So I cry it out. And suddenly after meditation, when I properly meditated, obviously, I feel much better. And this makes a lot of sense. So the serotonin increases. Another amazing fact is that there is the regulation of dopamine. Now, why is that important? Because a lot of people that are addicted, so when you're addicted to something or people that struggle with addictions, usually they have a dysfunction of dopamine in their body. And dopamine is the feel-good hormone, so the reward system for your body. So that happens when, you did something and your body is like kind of feeling rewarded for it. So you feel good and you want to do it again and again and again. So dopamine is also released when you work out, for example. And when you're addicted, there's a dysfunction of dopamine. And meditation helps to regulate that hormone. So that makes a lot of sense because for me, for example, it helped me quit my addiction to drugs and it helped me quit my addiction to cigarettes. Obviously, I'm not saying meditation is the only thing that you need and meditation will save your life. Meditation is a powerful tool and I have been using it every day, but obviously I recommend, especially if you are going through something very deep and very hard or traumatic, please find and seek professional help on the side and use meditation as an extra activity that you can incorporate in your daily life. And yes, guys, it is a very powerful tool, so I really strongly suggest for you guys to use it. Anyways, I was struggling with addictions towards drugs, towards cigarettes, and meditation really helped me be able to let that go and kind of realize that you can get high naturally. And that was also that was my kind of transition. I realized that meditation made me super high naturally, and I started realizing I didn't need those drugs that made me feel down, that made me have that come down, that made me feel this withdrawal effect, and I started leaving it. And cigarettes, same thing. I once did like this deep hypnosis towards cigarettes. And I remember it was a very, very deep meditation because it took me to when I first started the cigarette. And it took me to what I associate the cigarette to. And other than the regulation of dopamine, I'm telling you guys more about how deep it can take you. It took me into my subconscious beliefs towards the cigarette. And just like that, after that hypnosis, I was convinced I didn't want anymore to smoke a cigarette. And slowly by slowly, I stopped smoking as well. So it helps you also tap into your subconscious beliefs, but I'm going to dig deeper into that in another video about the subconscious beliefs and all the brainwaves that happen in your brain. But let's get back to what happens to your body when you meditate. There's a hormone called cortisol that decreases, and cortisol is the stress hormone. So it is the hormone that is usually very stimulated in your body when you're anxious, when you're in a fight or flight mode. So whenever that happens, when there's a lot of cortisol in your body, there's inflammation that happen in your body, and you also gain a lot of weight. Now, I personally also, through meditation, it helped me lose 13 kilos, other than the cortisol reduction that meditation helps with, but it helped me eat more mindfully. So I strongly believe that it helps with weight gain. Ever since I started meditation, I started eating more plant-based, for example. I stopped eating meat, and I stopped eating a lot of chicken, and I went much more plant-based. I'm now a pescatarian. And I believe that meditation strongly affected that, because I started becoming much more mindful into what I put in my body and what I eat and what I consume. And I started becoming more of an intuitive eater. So I listen to my body. What meditation does is it also helps you to listen to your body. So I started listening to my body whenever I want to eat something, I listen to what it wants, what it's craving, and I do it appropriately with the right quantities, obviously. And that helped me lose 13 kilos as well. So other than that, the cortisol is reduced. There is something called, in your body, there's something called the sympathetic nervous system. So when there's a high level of cortisol, that means your sympathetic nervous system is activated. What is that? We have two systems. Well, we're very complex, but we're going to talk about those two systems now. There's the sympathetic nervous system, so it's activated when you're anxious, when you're in a fight or flight mode, and there's the parasympathetic nervous system, it's the rest and digest. Now, the sympathetic nervous system, what happens is it's activated when you're in a fight or flight. So before, that helped us survive. That helped us run away from lions. It helped us kill lions. So it helped us survive this fight or flight mode, this anxiousness. So it helped us, escape very dangerous situations. But nowadays, it's always being activated, but for the wrong reasons. It's being activated because we're not doing so well in certain areas, or we have an exam coming up, or we have a presentation coming up, or we have a lot of work to get done, and it's getting activated. That survival mode is getting activated all the time. Now, sometimes it is necessary for it to be activated, but nowadays it's being activated for the wrong reasons. Most of the time, it's being activated for psychological reasons rather than actual physiological dangerous situations. And what happens when you meditate is you activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So that is the rest and the digest. What happens when you rest and digest, your body starts becoming into the healing mode. So it starts regenerating the cells. You start having much better, clearer, attention, focus. You're being able to do better decisions. You're in the resting mode. Obviously, when you're anxious, you're doing wrong decisions and you're taking, fast decisions just to get things done, and you're not really enjoying the process, and it's just a very overwhelming sensation. But when you are in the parasympathetic nervous system, you are much more calm and much more able, relaxed, much more able to do better decisions. And what meditation does is it activates that, it nudges you into that parasympathetic nervous system, and it helps you keep it throughout the day. So it helps you be able to be more calm throughout the day, be able to handle stress better. And stress, let me remind you guys that stress is the number one cause of all diseases in the world. So 90%, 9 out of 10 guys, of diseases of all the world, of entire humanity, the root reason is stress. So obviously, going into anti-stress activities or activities that fight off stress is very important, not only for your mental health, but also for your overall health. So if you start engaging into putting more focus into how you can manage your stress better and become less stressed overall throughout the day, then trust me guys, this is going to help you in so many areas and make you feel much more energized, make you also, avoid disease, avoid illnesses. The less you're stressed, the better, guys. The better you will enjoy life, for sure. Now, another beautiful, beautiful thing that meditation does to your body is it oxygenates your cells. So while you're breathing, there's oxygen that is coming to your brain, coming into your cells, and when you have that, that means more energy. When the cells have more oxygen and you're breathing slower, you're breathing better, you're having more energy and able to be able to go through the day and enjoy the day. And what do people say nowadays? It's not about talent, it's about energy. If you have good energy, then you're able to get so many things done. It's all about the energy, it's all about the mindset, and it's all about what you put yourself into. So the last consequence that I'm going to be talking about today is one that really blew my mind away, and I'm seeing meditation now in a whole different way. I didn't know about this before, but meditation helps slow down the reduction of brain tissue that comes with aging. Now, what does that mean? So there was a Harvard study by Sarah Lazard that compared 40 to 50-year-olds that meditate to 20-year-olds that don't meditate, and their brains worked similarly. They work quite the same. So what does that mean? That means that meditation helps keep the brain young. That's beautiful. That means that, sometimes when we see those people on the street or we know them personally that are so much younger than what they're so much older than what they actually look. And you just can't believe it. And the reason why is because they're exercising, they're taking care of their bodies, they're putting certain creams, whatever. They're really taking care of their physical body. Meditation is exactly that, but to the brain. So meditation helps keep your brain and mind young. So 40 to 50-year-olds can be as speedy, as fast, and think as effective than a 20-year-old. And yes, as you guys saw, meditation, science has proved that meditation works in so many areas, so many forms, and so many shapes. And I can't wait to show you the next video, which is coming up every Friday. So next Friday, I'm going to talk about the alteration of brain waves that meditation does. So the effects of meditation on the brain and the brainwaves. And that's very interesting because it talks about the unconsciousness, the consciousness, and how you can actually even change your thought process and how you perceive the world. So yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. I want to know, what is your experience with meditation and what is the craziest scientific consequence that blew your mind or caught your attention? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, you can always reach me on my Instagram and YouTube. Please don't be shy or afraid. I really want to talk with you. I really want to know any questions you guys have. And yes, I love you guys so much. See you next Friday. Big kisses.